practice. It's about 90 minutes. Please practice according to your conditions and abilities. There are some more advanced variations for those of you who are able and who are familiar with the practice. Please respect your limitations and remember the practice is an offering how your feelings to an extent affecting everybody. So you want to practice in a way that is mindful, that will deliver the best experience. So try to avoid going to a place of pain and suffering and anxiety. In other words, this is not what you want to transmit. So on that note, let's begin. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. At the moment of creation, God became part of all living beings. Attune your mind to that supreme, infinite, divine consciousness that is everywhere, for that is you too. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're becoming one with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to the inner light. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Now do the mantra for purification, to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know what to do with conviction and volume, so it can be heard by all the subtle channels within, all the psychic receptors, over 350,000 of them. If you don't know it, just pretend you're singing through the voice of the Guru, move your lips. You derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. We'll do it 3 times. Each time try to do it in a single breath. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sawa Vashtanga Topi Vayaha Smaripantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sawa Vashtanga Topi Vayaha Smaripantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sawa Vashtanga Topi Vayaha Smaripantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Start off with spiritual breathing in order to establish a deeper connection with the divine within. Raise your arms up over the head, the palms facing up a little bit. Inhale from the fingertips down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4. Pull in the best, 6, 7, 8. Hold it in the heart. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the fingertips. Just the breath leaves. Everything else stays within. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again. Feel as though you're being flooded by everything you need. 3, 4, 5. Keep bringing it in to the center of the chest and right side of the physical heart. 6, 7, 8. Holding it in the spiritual heart. 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms again. 2, 3, 4. Just a breath. Remember the leaves. 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale. Bring in everything that you need. Attract it with your attention into the spiritual heart. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding again in the heart, spiritual heart. Exhale up through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring your arms down now. So let's try purifier pranayama. Imagine being purified from within. Remember that the main purifier is the adherence to ethical rules, the adherence especially to ahimsa, from which all the other ethical rules stem. So imagine all those purifying effects going up the spine, right to the crown. As you exhale, imagine you're expelling all the impurities out. Left hand, Yana Mudra, second finger and third connected, and thumb connected, I should say. The other 3 fingers extended on the left knee. This is a mudra of consciousness. Other hand, Vishnu Mudra. Second, third fingers fold down to the palm. But when you turn the palm towards you, it's no longer Vishnu Mudra. Now use the thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left. The technique is to inhale through both nostrils for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 12, where we plug both sides of the nose. Apply the locks. Exhale out through the left side. So you empty out in a way that you're completely empty by the end of the 8 counts. For the breath retention, ensure that you're raising the chest up and you're inflating the lungs on the inhale, so that when you bring your chin on the chest is high and you don't punch the back. You want to keep the back straight, the tongue through the mouth behind the teeth to seal off the lock, the attention at the space between the eyebrows. For the root lock, imagine you're pinching the perineum muscles together, contracting all the pelvic floor muscles, pulling up towards the navel and up and in. So you're trying to push it to the back wall of the body. Okay, and then that's the root lock. On the exhale, you let go of the throat and a root lock. So do it 3 times. Breathe out to start. Sit up tall. Inhale both nostrils. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Chin on the chest. Third eye attention. 4, 5, 6. Throat lock, root lock. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through both nostrils. 3, raise the chest. 4, hold the breath. Third eye attention. Everything stops. All the mind fluctuations, the body movements, and emotions as though they're frozen. out to the left. 2, 3, 4. Release the ring finger. 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through both nostrils. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale out to the left side, slowly and evenly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the right hand down. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions with no attachment to results, no expectation as to what you should feel or should not feel. Just be the witness watching everything. Bring the attention now to the space between the eyebrows, the center of the forebrow. We're going to chant the sound sun, S-U-N. Concentrate mostly on the latter part of the sound and concentrate on the vibrations that are produced. You should feel it right in the center of the forebrow. So pick a pitch that's about mid-range, maybe about the pitch of a female honeybee. You make some noise to help to dislodge all the impurities from wherever they're sitting in the body, to bring them out into the bloodstream to be carried out of the body. So this is another purifying technique. Again, the attention at the center of the forebrow. Take a deep breath in. Sun. Again, inhale. Sun. Next, we're going to go to the crown. The color is, actually, we won't concentrate on the color, we'll concentrate on the vibrations again. Feels those vibrations are strong enough to shake the whole brain. This helps to promote mental sharpness and clarity. Pressing the lips together, and again, concentrate at the crown. Take a deep breath in. Some. Be a witness to what you're observing in the body and mind and the emotions. And we'll do it one more time. Take a deep breath in. Feel the whole brain vibrating. Some. Now, with the mind a little more alert, we'll momentarily begin the practice. Take a moment to just set the intention of offering up the practice and trying to see God in all the forms. For in every being there's an equal portion of God. Remember that at the moment of creation, God became part of all beings. So we celebrate the magnificence of that divine essence in each and every form. Even if you don't believe in God or that the idea doesn't resonate with you, just come into a state of and think about something that brings you in a state of divine, of deep reverence and awe. Even if you think that, even if you imagine it as just a force that is within and all around us. Tap into that consciousness. Tap into that reverence and continue to show that reverence to all beings throughout the practice. we will now come to standing and continue the practice. Okay, so we're going to start off with some warm-ups. Okay, so try to move the joints in every which way possible. Keep the body in a state of radiant health. As Dharma says, move your joints every day, move the body, or you end up in big trouble. So now start to swing from side to side. Feel as though the arms are heavy ropes hitting the body. Try to see all the way around you. And start to move faster. And faster still. And as fast as you can. Your arms should feel as though you were dead. The head flying in all the directions. And then release. Bring the hands now on the hips. Circle the head. Large circles as possible. Try to get the ears to the shoulders. The chin to the chest. And the back of the head to the top of the back. And then go the other direction. Feels the head very heavy, like a screw spinning on its tip. Good. Now, the right arm swings backwards. Roll the arm up and just spin the arm at the speed that you can. You can form a fist with your hand and you can move your body in order to help with your shoulder joint if it's tight. You can also bring your left hand in front of the shoulder if you have any issues with the shoulder. And go in the opposite direction now. Feel as though you're holding a weight of 5 pounds in your hand to make the arm swing more easily. Now the left arm, throw it back and then keep on spinning the arm. And go forward. Good. Now bring your arms up over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left. With each bounce, go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Come up and go to the other side. Push the hips up towards the left as you bend to the right. Go to the left again. Try not to make any folding underside of the body. Go to the other side now. Come all the way up and start to circle the head, neck, and shoulders first. Little circles over the head. But then gradually increase the size of the circles, adding the chest and the upper back into the movement to pull the elbows tight against the head. And if you feel comfortable do so, you can now make large circles, tracing them in front of the body like the action of a windmill. And then coming all the way up, go in the other direction now. Head, neck, and shoulders first, little circles over the head. Lose yourself in the sensations. Remember that all beings are experiencing this through your body. So make the experience wonderful. Larger circles now. And then if, again, you feel apt to do so, the whole torso comes down. Fold the body in half, the forearms coming right across the front of the feet. And then coming all the way back up. Now release the arms, shake out the hands, move them, the fingers very, very rapidly. Like you have no control over the hands, and moving all by themselves. Good. And then up and down, feel the fingers touching the tops, the backs of the wrists and the insides of the wrists. Like you're shaking water off the hands. All right, and now arms up to the side. Swing the right leg back and forth. If you need to, you can hold on to something on a wall or in a chair with your left hand. Throw the leg up. Try to get your knee to the shoulder, the toes to the back of the head. And then the other leg. Swing it back and forth, roll the head back. To arch the back when the leg goes back. Bend forward so the knee comes closer to the shoulder blade. Eventually the shin will come right to the forehead. And then release. Stand with your feet together. Arms by the sides of the body. And inhale. 2, 3. Lift up the heels. Come up higher. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Control the descent. Push into rooster toes. 3. Inhale. Come up. 2, 3. Palms right. Come up and face one another over the head. 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And down. 2, 3. All movements controlled. Inhale. 3. Come up nice and high. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. You have to engage the core and the leg muscles. 2, 3. One more time. Inhale. Graceful movements. Up. 2, 3. Hold the position now. And turn your palms up towards the sky. Make as though you're trying to push the hands right through the roof. Now exhale. 2, 3. Slowly down. 2, 3. Bring the chin back onto the chest in a gesture of humility. Stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Renounce all the fruits. Imagine this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Just do it because it must be done for the benefit of all. And now let's continue with sun salutations. Go to the front of the mat, hands to the heart. Imagine we're together physically, moving like a school of fish, all together. Stay in a collective mind of offering. Raise your arms up overhead, arch back. Fold forward, bend your knees. If you need to, bring hands flat on the ground, the right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Then come into the high plank. Bring the knees down, the seat all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward between the arms, brush the nose to the ground, and roll up. Take the head all the way back. 2 more times. Take the seats back, glide forward. Pull at the floor with the arms as though you're trying to, in order to propel yourself forward, more power and ease. 1 more time. Take the seats all the way back and drag the body forward between the arms. Make like a snake creeping through the grass. I'm coiling now like a snake. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, allow the head to drop down below the arms so you can touch your forehead to the ground. And then the right foot steps forward to the hands. If that's difficult, you can lower the back knee. If the foot doesn't make it all the way, you can use your right hand to push the foot forward. Then push the seat all the way towards the front heel. And then the feet together, Uttanasana, chest and the thighs head down. Come all the way up, engage the body, neck or back to support you in the movement as you lean back. Pranavasana. Raise your arms up. Just breathe naturally, don't worry about the breath. Move the body, the breath will follow, and will deliver more ease and power and grace to the movements. Left foot back. Into the plank. Knees down, the seat back. Glide forward. Remember, blessed are those who can imitate the teacher physically. Imagine having a balanced range of motion of the serpent. Take the seat back. Twice blessed are those who can imitate the form physically and mentally. Be regal and wise like the serpent. And once again, take the seat all the way back. 3 times blessed are those who can imitate the form physically, mentally, and spiritually. Tap into all the divine qualities of what you are representing. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, the heart falls towards the ground, so does the head. And then the left leg steps forward to the hands. Ever so quietly, don't make a noise. Feet together. Remember the practice is an offering. Make it as beautiful as possible. Raise your arms up over the head. Hands back to the heart. Think of it as a sign of reverence, a demonstration of reverence towards your teacher, the inner guru who's within. Fold the body down in half. The right foot back. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees, chest, forehead to the ground, and then come forward. When the hips come between your hands, lift the hips and knees away from the ground. Upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog now.
sink the heart towards the ground. The right foot steps to the hands. Feet come together, Uttanasana. Push the body into your legs, and the seat up over the heels. Come right up to standing. Hatha Uttanasana, hands back to the heart. We're always coming back to the source of divine love. Reach up. Infuse every movement with devotion, with love. Reflect it in your poses. Left foot back. Into the plank. Down we go. Ashtanga Namaskara. Right into upward facing dog. Lift hips and knees away from the ground. And back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot now steps to the hands. Feet together. Uttanasana. Try to get your legs straight if you're flexible. Seat over the heels, the body pressing against the front of the legs. Then come up. Come back home, hands to the heart. Raise your arms up. Push the hips all the way forward. Now as you come down, bend your knees. Push your belly into your thighs. Join your hands over the back and pull them over the head. A deeper version of Uttanasana. Then hold the breath, the right foot back. Right into Kapyasana without touching fingers to the ground. Bring them up over the head. You can keep the toes bent under. Arch the back. And then bring the hands back down. Back into high plank. You can do Ashtanga Namaskara again, or bring your seats back. And keep the knees and hips up off the ground as you come forward. Pull the elbows into side of the body, into upward facing dog. Now stay here for a moment. Pulse. Make it so you try to fold the body in half. With a hinge at the tops of the legs, but try not to make a big fold across the lower back or the back of the neck. Telescope the body out of the hips, shoulders back, chest open. Now back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. See if you melt the heart towards the ground, the belly towards the thighs. Think of the slide at the playground. Steep at the top, shallow at the bottom, no bends in the arms. Look like it's like the playground. And then from here, raise your right leg up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step the foot now between the hands. Move your shoulders over the fingertips so the foot lands softly. Back into Kapyasana. Reach the arms back. Imagine no bones in your arms, like a monkey's arms. And come forward. Hold your breath, belly on your thighs, join your hands together, and then feet come together. Uttanasana, bow down to zone compliments. Come right up to standing. Reach up over the head. Come back home. Be the witness, watch the body moving. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body move with even more power and grace and ease. Chest on the thighs, push the seat all the way up and back. Take the arms over the head and over the shoulders. Now hold the breath, left foot back. Right again, up into Kapyasana, arms all the way back, monkey pose. Lift the chest, arch the back. Then come, bring the pose, hands down. Back into high plank. Your entry into upward facing dog if you can, without touching your legs to the ground. Pull the elbows into sides, body, push into your toes, up we go. Now look like a dog howling at the moon. You have to create the image in your mind, in your imagination, and realize it with your body the best that you can. Adho Mukha Svanasana, lift your seat, and then again, allow the heart to fall towards the ground, the head come down, look like a dog stretching its back. Most importantly, demonstrate the loyalty of the dog to its master. Now raise the left leg up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, sit down to the seat, right up into Kapyasana again. Pull the body out of the hips, reach the arms back, and then come forward again. Belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back without touching your fingers to the ground, and then the hands come over your shoulders and beyond your head. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head, arch back. Come back home. And raise your arms up again. Keeping the witness, watching the body moving all by itself. Bend your knees, land your belly on your thighs, bring the feet up and the head down. Come back with the right foot, Kapyasana. Raise your arms up, pull your arms all the way back. Good. Now from here, bring the hands down. Another different variation, bring the left leg up right away. Three-legged dog, come forward to high plank. Keep your leg up if you can. Bring your chest down, pull the elbows into sides of the body. If you need to modify, lower your knee down at the same time as the chest is coming down. Once the chest touches down, right into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right away, the right leg comes up and then steps into your hands. Seamless transitions like you're doing a divine dance of love and devotion. Arms up over the head, reach back. Fingertips over the toes, perhaps one day. And come forward. Lean into your front leg. Your hands swing behind your back and join them together. Uttanasana. Push the seat up, the head comes down. The chest goes below the knees. Maybe raise your arms up over the head, arch back. Come back home. And again. Reach up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. Go to your limit. And then chest on the thighs. You have to go to your edge of your potential each and every time so that you keep on defining your edge. Left foot back. Or you don't try anything. If you always stay in the same place in 20 years, you're still doing the same thing you are today, not making any progress. Hands down, right leg back, all the way up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward into high plank and pull the elbows into side splay. Turn your fingers out as you come down. Push the roots of your toes. Right into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then the left leg comes up. You have to cultivate a boundless imagination to realize everything. Lord, the purpose of life is to experience everything. So just try to be open and receptive to it. Kapayasana, pull the arms way back. And then break the pose. Bring the belly onto your front leg. Hold the breath and the feet come together. Uttanasana. The seat up, the head down. Come right up to standing. Reach up over the head. Arch back. Come back home, hands to the heart. Good. Now, different variation. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back, pull the body down. Press into your hands with the breath. Jump or walk back into Chaturanga right away into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. So from here, lift the heels, bend the knees. You have a few options. You can just come forward, shoulders over the fingertips, and come back. Your seat close to your heels and do this a few times. Or if you feel comfortable, press into your hands. Lift the heels. So you can take a few hops. Try to get your hips over your wrists. And then softly land your feet at the hands after the third or fourth time. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up over the head. And come back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back again. Reach up. And fold the body down in half. Now this time, you have the option of just lifting your heels, shift your weight forward so your shoulders come over your fingertips and rock back on your heels. Lift up the heels, come forward, keep your arms straight and back. So you can do this again if you want. Press into your hands, hold the breath. Come into a tuck. Try to get your wrists again, your feet over your wrists. Good. From here, you can even extend your legs back into Chaturanga, through into upward facing dog, back into downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees. From here, jump softly to the hands. Fold the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up over the head, arch back, and come back home. Hands to the heart. Good. Take a pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale the love from the heart up to the crown. Hold the breath. Imagine that love going to all beings everywhere. Circulating to all beings, just like the sun that shines down equally in everything. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine, unconditional love for all beings everywhere. And release. Continue with some standing poses now. So let's start off on the back of the mat. Bring the left foot forward, left hand down. Adho Chandrasana start. Make sure you have enough distance between your hand and the foot so you can open up your hip all the way. And this also helps with balance. Your hip is over the heel. Same line. Bring the right arm up. Try to get the right foot up higher. Point the toes. Shoulders over the fingertips. And from here, bring the right hand down. Dharma's been doing the revolved Adho Chandrasana lately, so make as though you're lying on a table, your body flat from the head all the way to the toes, and then so you can turn your body to your left. If you can't get your left arm up, you can keep on the seat, but if you can, raise the left arm up, turn the chest all the way. Your leg doesn't have to come up super high, just the height of the hip. Good. Now bring the hand back down, and from here, bend your knee. We're going to come up into angel. So now imagine you're spreading your wings. Keep your foot up if you can. If it's too much for your balance, you can just bring your toes down, your right toes down. Bring your chest up, your head back. Look like that messenger of God. Break the pose, bring the right foot back down. Try it now on the other side. So, the right foot steps forward, land the right fingertips down on the ground, get about 14 or 16 inches in front of the right foot. Raise your left leg up, turn to your left, and bring the left arm up. Try to get your left leg up higher. Shoulders both the fingertips, hip in line with the heel. Make sure your fingers together so as not to dissipate energy. And now you can bring the left hand down. Roll the left hip in so that your hips are facing down. Bring your left leg down a little bit above the height of the hip. Turn to the right. If you can, raise your right arm up as well. Your chest is completely sideways, your shoulders in one line on top of the other. So pull the right arm back, press the shoulder back. Now from here, bring your right hand back down, press into the right foot, hold the breath. You have to press into the edge of your foot. Bring arms out to the side, bring your chest forward, get a sense of body flight. Bring your head up and back. Look up as though you're saying, I'm yours to serve always. Good. Oops. Okay, so whatever happens, remain unconcerned. Just do your best. Just keep trying. And break the pose. Bring the left foot back down. So continuing now. Again to the back of the mat. Let's start off with eagle. Raise your arms up. Bring your left foot forward. Bend your left knee. Come down the head above the height of the knee. And bring the right leg up. Arch the back. Imagine you're an eagle gliding through the air. Plunging down at great speed. Push your head forward a little bit. Good. Now bring the hands down to the ground. From here, the left hand comes to the outside of the foot, the index finger along the heel. Bring the right leg up high as you can. And then see, you have to bend your right knee a little bit so you can get your belly with your thigh. And then see if you can get the right hand closer and closer, maybe eventually right on the inside of the foot as well. So both index fingers pressed against either side of the heel. Your gaze is right in front of the toes. Good. And then bring your hands down. Option here to lift your heel, you have to push into your hands. Hold your breath and push off the heel, push into your toes. You can stay here, or you can see if you can come up, float your left leg up. Imagine being hoisted up by the hips. Eventually you might be able to get your left foot up to do the right full handstand. Those who know the handstands, go ahead. And then coming back down gracefully. So from here, make your way back up. And go back to the back of the mat again. Start on the right foot. The right foot forward. Fly arms out to the side. And then leave your heart to come down. Belly on your thigh. And pick up your left leg. Try not to jam up the back of the neck too much. Keep the head forward. Stretch out the back of the neck. Try to raise your left foot up higher than the head. Arch the back if you can. Keep stretching the toes up as though someone's pulling on your foot from above. And now bring your hands down to the ground so you can get your left leg up higher. And bring your body against your right side. So again, bend your right knee if you need to. Get your chest on your thigh. If you need to bend your left leg as well, it's okay. Do what you need to do. Put your foot up higher and then see if you can get your right Index finger along the outside of the right heel. Walk your left hand in. Maybe eventually take your hand on a foot. Hold the breath. Take your gaze just beyond your toes. And bring your hands down. Again, you have the option. Make sure your hands are not too far away from the foot. If your hands are way out here, you have to jump more, and it uses a lot of energy. This does use more core if you have your foot towards the hands, but give it a try. Okay, so you keep your left knee bent like this if you need to, but push the roots of your toes. Push the right heel up again if you want. You can see if you touch your hands, hold the breath, and get the sensation of being hoisted up by the hips again. Okay, pushing the hands, like you're pushing the floor down. And maybe you can bring the right foot up to the left. And then come back down. Even if you can't get your foot all the way up or get up, you can just keep trying. Just keep pressing up off the foot. Eventually, with constant practice, it will come. Okay, so one more balance pose. Standing on your left foot, ballet pose. Bring the right heel up. Take hold of the heel from the inside, the thumb behind the heel. The leg out to the side. Try to get your toes and fingers on the same line. Maybe the height of the shoulders, maybe even higher, about the height of beside the head. Lean a little bit to your left. Try to keep your toes and fingers on the same line. Flex the foot, lean back if you have the balance. Exude the magnificence and the grace and the poise of a dancer. You're very flexible. You can take the foot with your left hand, bend your knee, take the outside of the foot and push the foot right up. Again, right alongside the body, like you're doing almost like a Hanumanasana. And your arm out to this side. Or you can keep your holding onto the foot. And break the pose. Remember, according to your condition, wherever you are is perfect if you're trying your best, if you're offering up the pose. Now push the right foot down, anchor down through the right foot, the edge of the feet, the heel and the toes. Take hold of the inside of the left heel, hold from the thumb, bring the thumb behind the heel. And again, your arms and your feet on the same line, your toes and your fingers on the same line. Like the letter T, maybe like a letter Y. Lean a little bit to the right. If your leg is higher, you'll be able to get your leg up higher. Again, you can stay here, or you can see if you're very flexible. You can bend your knee, take hold of the foot, the outside of the foot, and push the foot back up. You have to push the back of the shoulder against the knee. Good, and then you can keep the hand on the foot or take it out to the side. All these options, use your imagination to find the one that suits you, your abilities, or takes the edge of your potential. And then break the pose, come down. You have to go to the edge of potential each and every time. So you keep redefining the edge, you make progress. If you don't make progress, you lose your enthusiasm. If you want to still stay motivated. Stand down in the middle of the mat, your fingers align with your elbows, the height of the shoulders, jump or walk your feet apart, and then go to your left. Turn your left foot forward, bend your knee, and see if you can get down nice and low. Work your hips. You have the flexibility, your toes are over, your knees over the toes, your back knee is very close to the ground, a few inches away. Lean forward, look like the warrior who's always ready to do their duty to serve, to protect. Now, Paschimottanasana. If your hip is low enough, you can bring your left hand onto the ground in front of your foot, the right arm over the head. If you're a little bit higher up, you can take your form on your thigh. Make sure you're not jutting your hip up. Press your hip down, sink it, so that you have a straight line from the foot all the way to the head. Look up, make sure you're not, keep your right arm strong, so no dangling arm and no lazy arms, okay? So stay straight and strong. If you want to take a bind, you can take your right hand behind the back. You might Be able to just take your hand to your thigh. You can start there, but eventually you try to get your shoulder down, lower than the knee. Left arm goes underneath the leg, right arm goes behind the back. You catch your wrist together and you pull on the arm. You're almost sitting on your arm. You have the feeling you're sitting on your arm. You push the right shoulder back. Break the pose. Come forward. Spin the back heel up. Turn forward. Right arm up. Parivita Parsvakonasana. Angle the toe and the knee towards the right. Try to get your armpit on the inside of the knee. Your left hand push it into your right. So your hands start at the shoulder, but then as you push left hand into the right, your belly comes higher in the thigh, and then you spin without obstruction or less obstruction. Take the left shoulder back. You want to try to take a bind. You want to have your armpits right on the knee, outside the knee. Left hand can slide your right arm under, and then left arm goes over the back, join hands underneath your belly or your thigh. Push your left shoulder back. If you need to modify, just bring your right knee down. Do your best. Push back through the right heel. Keep the back leg straight. Break the pose. Bring the knee down. Kapyasana from here. Flatten up the toes. Hands together. Rock your shoulders back and pull your arms back. That's why we do lots of downward dogs. Try to get your arms behind your head, behind your ears. Lift the chest as much as you can away from the seat so you don't crunch your lower back. But you may be able to bring your hands down and catch the foot. You do that variation if you know that variation. Or even if you bring your hands, press it on the back of the knee wrap, just circle the knee with from the outside of the other fingers to guide the foot to your head. Okay, if this is not accessible, you can also turn to the right. Right hand to your side toward the foot. You can stay like this. Bring your chest up. Push, lean away from the leg. We're pushing into your left knee. Lean away. Or you take the right foot up. Press it against the inside of the right arm. You can either keep your arms straight, Kontasana, or lean towards your foot. Bring your fingers up close to the ear so then you can find the hand to the other hand more easily. Lift the wrist, turn it away from you, and then take your arm to the other side of the head. Push your foot away from the shoulder. Push it into the inside of the wrist. From here, you can actually get into the other pose. From here, you can take the foot in your hand from above, tuck your chin in, or not tuck your chin in, bring your head back actually, and bring your foot over to your left. Lots of different tricks to get into the poses. Find one that works for you. Now break the pose. Bring the right foot down. If you have it up, lizard. Move your left foot out to the edge of the mat, and then lift the back knee. Slide your right foot back further. Make sure that your knee is not up here, or your heel's not up here. You want to have your front shin vertical. If you can, drop onto your hip, roll to the right. If your hips are low enough, your forearm may come down. Roll back to your left so both sides of the hips are anchored down. And then start to make your way down. Now with your belly, if your hips are down, anchored down, the rest of the body will follow. The pelvis, the belly, eventually the chest can come down. Look like the lizard just sunned himself on the warmer. So make sure your knees not falling away like this, nor this happening. Okay, both sides of your hips even, so that your knee stays close to the shoulder. Now come back onto your hands, and then from here release your back, just lift your toes up, and then bow to your leg. Your knee is over, your hips are over the back knee, belly on your thigh, telescope your chest forward so you're trying to get your chest beyond the knees. Top of the head reaching towards the foot. This is easy for you. Lift your chest, bring your
your right toes, your right foot lines your knee, bend the toes under and start to slide your left foot forward, but bring your hips forward too, like you're doing Anjali Asana. And then start to push your foot forward, bounce a little bit, walk your hands back alongside your hips, keep your shoulders over the hips if you can, and then just bounce again. Do so mindfully. If you're all the way down, of course you can go down and take whatever variation you like. Now this is a pose that expresses devotion and faith. Anything is possible. Imagine take that great leap of faith like Hanuman did. Hanuman accomplished great feats through his devotion and courage and faith. Now break the pose. From here, slide your left foot back, bend into his under back foot and lift the back knee. Come back up to standing. Go to the right. Turn your right foot forward. Lean into that. Lean forward. Try to get your hips nice and low, especially for the next pose. Turn your body sideways. Your gaze over the front hand. Enter into the consciousness of a warrior. Paschimottanasana, again, if you are a little bit higher, you can take this version here. Make sure your arm again is not bent. Arms straight, one line of energy from the foot to the hand. Or if you can, your hip is low enough, your right hand comes to the ground in front of the foot. And from here, maybe you take the bind. You want to have the right shoulder down lower than the knees. You can take your arm easily underneath the leg. Left arm goes behind the back and catch the wrist. Pull on the left arm, try to get it straight. Push the left shoulder back. So make sure you're not hunching forward like this. Okay, try to get your body flat like you're being pressed between two panes of glass. Feel as though you're sitting on your arm. Break the pose. Come up, turn forward, spin the left heel up, left arm up. We'll do this way. So you go to the right, and your toe knee towards the left a little bit. Notice how low my arm is. Its armpit is right on the outside of the knee. If you can get it, then it makes taking the bind easier. You don't stay here if your hands are not to the knee joint. You push the right hand to your left, so the belly is higher than the thigh, and then you turn towards the ceiling. Take the right shoulder back, turn your face and chest up. It's as though you're lying on your leg. If you want to take the bind, you have the elbow in the space below the knee, and the advantage of this pose is you have lots of space underneath, no obstruction. Your left leg's not away. So you can push your left arm underneath using the right hand to assist at the elbow, and then your right hand comes out over the back, pull hands out, and then hold your hands underneath your belly. Push the right shoulder back. If you're losing your balance, you bring your left knee down. Turn your chest all the way up. Break the pose. Come back, and then bring your hands to the inside of the foot. Actually, I think we were doing Kapyasana first, so turn and lift the chest. Bring your arms back, rock your shoulders back. You can always stay in this pose. Really work on getting your arms back. Arch your back, lift your chest. Imagine trying to reach your foot behind you. Those you can bend your arms down, your hands come behind the head. You have to keep your hips forward towards front heel so you can keep your balance a little bit better and take the foot. Or you can approach it from the other way. Go into swan pose first. Right hand on the right knee, left hand moves towards the foot. You can stay here. Anywhere along the way is perfect. Go to the extent of your potential. Bring the left foot up. And if you can't take the bind, you can keep your arms straight. If you can, lean towards your foot. Your foot comes close to shoulder. You have to squeeze your arm in tight so the fingers are close to the ear. And then you take your hands, lock the fingers together, turn your wrist away, and push your foot away from your shoulder now. So this is the swan. You want to go into try to get your foot on your head. You bring your hand in front of the foot, left hand down, and tilt your head back, move the foot over onto your head, pop it right down. Just visualize yourself going to the pose. Perhaps the body will obey. Keep trying. And release. So, might make the instructions sound trivial. To enter into the pose is trivial. It takes a little bit of time, so be patient. No attachment to the results, no expectations. Just keep trying, keep practicing. Now move back and forth. Push back to the left foot one more time. Lower the knee. If your hips are low enough, you can fall onto your left arm and then roll back to the right so the right side of the hip comes down. And then come forward. If your hips are heavy and on the ground, the rest of the body will follow eventually. Remember to not tip too much to one side or have the knee falling away from the shoulder. If you imagine you're moving into a cobra pose, leading with the heart, your body lengthens, your body might come close to the ground. If you're not able to get your hips any close to the ground, just stay on your hands and just sink your hips, feel as though they're made of light. So, just do your best. Okay, so keep the gaze steady like a lizard, just setting yourself on a warm earth. If you're right on the ground, your shoulders on the right foot. Now come back onto your hands. Bring your seats back, your toes up, release your back, bow to your leg. Allow your belly to rest on your thigh, your cheek on the inside of the right leg. You can turn your left foot in a little bit towards the right for balance again. If this is very easy for you, Hanumanasana. Make sure your foot's in line with your knee, bend the toes under, and push your hips all the way forward again. You're doing Anjaliasana, a lunge, and then start to slide the right foot forward. Push to both sides equally, so you don't have the right hip way forward, the other hip should still be even. Bounce a little bit, your knees, left knee to the right knee in a straight line. Eventually, you can come all the way down. Don't force it, don't be too aggressive, no jerky motions, no movements out lunging again in place of pain. Bring your hands with the heart or up, fierce all the way down. Embody the spirit of Hanuman. Be courageous, be faithful, be devoted to the highest self within, and serving others. And break the pose. From here, we're just going to slide the right foot back alongside the other one. And then from here, Dharma legs to soften the knees. Supta Virasana. So if your knees are, depending on the condition of your knees, you just bring your hands back, tilt your hips forward, and just walk your hands back as far as you can. Allow the head to fall back. If you can bring your feet between your feet, your heels on either side of the body, and you come back again. Maybe you come onto the forearms, tilt your hips forward, lift the seat, and then if you can also put your whole back on the ground. Bring your thighs together and bring your hands to opposite elbows above the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, feel the whole back body sinking down. Feel heavy. Now bring your hands to your feet. Push into the heels if you're on the ground, that is. Push into your elbows and lift your back up off the ground and make your way back up. Okay, now coming into high plank first and then side plank. So your hands underneath the shoulders to start. Spin to the right. Your left hand comes more in front of your nose. Make sure you're not dropping into your shoulder or this is happening. Your hips should not be sagging down. If this is happening, you just bring your knee down. Don't
Don't compromise your shoulder. Your left arm, fully extend your hand a little bit in front of the shoulder so that you can keep strong through the arm. Go to the other side now. Switch hands. Go to your left. Right hand in front of the nose and turn to your left. Hips are up. Hips are forward as well. And then from here, go back to plank. Lower down the knees. Sit back on your heels. Good. Next pose. In next variation, you can see if you can bring your knee up. So you have to bring your hips all the way up. And from there, there's different variations. So if you're more advanced, you can go catch your knee and then maybe your foot. So just demonstrate quickly. So I like to start actually down facing dog, so your hips are up already. Left hand moves towards the right a little bit. You turn and you keep turning. You're spinning on your left foot until you can get the right foot just alongside beside your left knee. Move your foot in a little bit. Your left foot. Make sure the inside of your foot is down. Make sure your foot's not turned too much. Your toes fall in the same line as the leg. Push your hips all the way up. So you can stay here. You can even move into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you like, just like that. Spin on your hands and feet lying on either side one another. If you try to take your foot up, your hip up again, and then try to get your hip over your knee over your foot. And then see if you can lift your foot up. If you can, catch the knee. Maybe eventually catch the foot. Your hip has to be up, remember, inside edge of the foot down. So you don't flip out of the pose. Go ahead. And then come back. Go to the other side now. Go back to plank, and then downward facing dog perhaps. And then to your Vasisthasana on your right hand, and right foot turn to your left. Start at side plank, and then keep spinning on your foot, turning on your hand, turning on the foot. So your toes again are in the same line as your leg, no more than 30 to 45 degrees. Push your hip all the way up. You should get the feeling you're doing Urdhva Dhanurasana. You can even go right into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you keep spinning on your right hand. And you can land here. This is also a beautiful transition. If you try to take hold of the foot, push your hips all the way forward. And so you can take your left knee up, take hold of the knee, take hold of the foot. You have to push your hip up, left arm, right arm fully extended. Break the pose gracefully. Spin on your hand, keep your hip up, and then return. Lower your knees, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now, king of the poses, headstand. If you know how to get into headstand, go ahead, you don't have to wait for me. If you need a little bit of guidance, there's a few different things you can do. Okay, so I like to do it on the forearms because you have the weight distributed more evenly along your arms, so it's not as much pressure on the head. Taking your elbows just on the ground, make sure you can hold the outsides of the elbows easily. Your elbows underneath the shoulders, and then don't move your elbows, move your hands forward, interlace your fingers, and place your head between your palms. Press the heels of your palms between your hands, and then lift your seat. Walk your feet towards your elbows as much as possible. And see if you can then lift your heels back down. You can stay here the whole time, just like this. If it's too much for your head, just lift your head a little bit away from the ground. And then from here, perhaps at some point get one leg up and all the way back. Try to have the foot hanging towards the ground behind you. So don't have your legs straight up. It's going to throw off your balance. Keep your body very compact. Flex your foot to keep your core muscles engaged, your root muscles engaged. And then keep pushing back through that foot behind you. You can maybe peel your toes away from the ground on the front foot. If you keep pushing through the back foot, eventually your hips, your feet will line up in the same line as your hips. You have to keep pushing through the foot that's behind you. Sometimes you don't go far enough and you just stay down, can't get a foot up off the ground. If you have any hip issues and you're not too flexible, You take your hands in front, wide stance. Not beside your head, way in front of you so you can see on the outside edge of the mat. The palms facing towards you, fingers facing away. Equal distance between the fingers. And then this is a more open position that allows you to get your foot behind you back a little bit more. Those who have a lotus can go ahead. Wherever you are, remain in stillness. Leave the body alone. And take your attention to the space between the eyebrows. If you find it's too much, still, you can do hair pose. If you're not comfortable with your feet at all leaving the ground, you bring your forehead close to your knees and you just lift your seat. You're still doing the version. Push your seat up, try to get, if there's too much pressure on the back of the head, back of the neck, just move your head forward. Eventually try to get your hips over your knees though. Okay, so stay a few more moments in the pose wherever you are. If you're a more advanced practitioner, you can do whatever you want with your variations. Like I said, you can come into lotus, you can come onto one arm if you like. Those of you who know the practice well, then I invite you to go ahead. Move with control always. Change not the temperament. Keep it the same wherever it is. Whatever you're doing. Okay, so getting ready to come out of the pose. Those you want to come to Kakasana, you can, or even Padma Kakasana, lotus core. If you have a lotus, you can first bring your hands into the tripod in front of you, your body, and then if you're doing a lotus, you bring your shins down on the upper arms. You squeeze tight, hold the breath, curl tail under, and then lift your head. Okay, if you don't have a lotus, you still come down the same way. You still bring your shins on the backs of your arms, you flex your toes, and then from here, hold your breath, lift your head. This is not important if you can't do it, just you can also come down. Okay, and then from here, once you're down, rest in child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Next pose is shoulder stand. So advanced practitioners, if you don't have any neck issues, and we know neck issues, you can come in from the front, from downward facing dog. I'll just demonstrate this quickly, but if you're not able to do this, you just go onto your back. Okay, so know your limitations, know your of your body, and know your abilities. If you want to try this one, if you're good to go, you bring your arms beside your body, your head, you walk your feet forward, tuck your chin in, press onto your arms, your wrists, and then you roll. So your back, the shoulders come onto the mat, and then from here you plow. Okay, so same plow for a moment. If you're coming in from the going backwards, you can just roll back. Throw your legs over your head, and when your feet come over your head, your hands come to your back. And then try to get your feet behind your head. You might need a few rolls to go back. This is okay. And try to get your hips over your shoulders. When you're ready, you can come to shoulder stand, but before you do this, bring your hands together behind your back, join together, pull your arms behind your body, try to get your elbows closer, and then place your hands on your back. This will help you find a straighter line. Bring one leg up at a time, reach the leading leg up very high, make your time to touch the ceiling, and then bring the other leg up to meet it. If you have a lotus, go into a lotus right away. Not a half lotus, a full lotus. So if you can't do a lotus, just keep your legs straight. Also, if you have a lotus, make sure that you have your knees higher than your hips. It should not look like a plow. Try to push your hips forward and up. Use your hands if you need to. Keeping your knees up higher and higher. You have to really push your hips forward. Once you find a pose, leave the body alone. Bring your attention to the center of the forearm. I said that when you have 100% of your attention and devotion there, and you're firmly established in the ahimsa and the ethical rules, this may trigger divine bliss. Keep trying. Concentrate. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deeper within. Keep your mind one pointed on the center of the foreground, the sea to divine perception. Getting ready to come into cloud or pindasana. If you have a lotus, you can bring your thighs against your body. And if your shoulders are right over your hips are right over the shoulders, you might be able to take your bind. You have to have a tight lotus. Bring your thighs towards one another, your knees towards one another. And then you can wrap your arms around the outside of the legs, join your hands just underneath the seat. And pull your thighs right against your chest. If you don't have a lotus, come down and plow. Always softly, no jerky motions, no heavy crash landings on the ground, no loud noises. When the feet touch down, you can either keep your legs straight, walk feet away from you to get more of a stretch in the back, or bring your knees against your thighs, your knees on either side of the head. Go within, imagine you're using your knees to close off the ears, close your eyes, be completely unaffected by whatever is coming into the sense organs, the eyes and the ears. Now from here, place your hands on the back. Those who can land and bridge from here, you can go ahead. Place your hands on your back. 1 foot at a time comes down. Keep one leg back behind your head as you bring one foot down. Your hands on your back. Fingers facing towards backs and knees. Land the first leading foot down and the other one. Keep your hips up. If this is too much, just roll down and then come into bridge from here. Okay, so before you go into bridge, you can take a look here. So from bridge, we're going to couch pose. So bring your heels together, but keep them up. Walk on your elbows and shoulders like a waddling, like a penguin almost, but you're using your shoulders and elbows to walk. Your elbows are close to your heels. Take hold of the ankles. And from here, push into your elbows, lift your head. You have to lift your head, otherwise and tilt, push into your elbows so your knees come down. And then your seat is on your heels, and you bring the top of the head down, couch pose. You keep holding to your ankles or hold on to your elbows. If this is too much for your ankles, you can just extend your legs, do fish. Okay, so keep your feet close to your seat, bring your hands underneath your seat, palms down, and land your seat on your hands, and then extend your legs. Pull your arms underneath the body, and then lift your body up, your chest up, arch your back, the top of the head to the ground. From here, breathe very fast and those like a sniffing dog. If your legs are extended, you want to go a little bit deeper, you can raise your legs 12 inches off the mat. Couch pose, just stay where you are. Now from here, if you're in couch pose, you're in a perfect position to set up for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bring your hands a little in front of your head, your fingers turned out a little bit, and then push your seat up off your heels, push into your hands, and see if you can take your head off the mat. If it's too much, if it's too close for you to get into it, you might need to come out a little bit, bring your hands a little bit further away, bring your head a little bit further away from your feet before you come up. If it's too much, do bridge pose. If you're in bridge pose to start, or if your feet close to your seat, you bring your hands beside your head, and then you bring your head back on the top of the head, and then turn your hands the other way before you come up. Okay, so that's how you do it if you didn't have your couch pose. So press your heels up, stretch, try to get your chest in front of your arms, rock back and forth a few times. And then come back down. Press on your back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release all fatigue. Let go of all efforts. Learn to let go of the effort instantly. Now you might need to slide your left foot in, bring your right leg up, take hold of the ankle grasp. Bend the knees, you can bring your knee onto the shoulder and pull on the foot. Try to get your foot closer to the head. And if you can, at this point, you can extend your left leg. Otherwise, prevent if you have tight hamstrings. If you're very flexible, you might be able to move your foot, your leg to the outside of your shoulder. Your knee is pretty much in the armpits. And you can maybe bring a foot down. It's like an infinity pose. And from here, you can bend your knee, come into half baby pose. So slide your knee to the outside of your body, right underneath your arm. Half happy baby pose. Hold the outside of the foot, your left hand come on top of the sole of the foot. Then from here, upside down pigeon. Bring your shin across the chest. You can either hold on to the foot, or if you can, bring the foot to the crook of the left arm. And see if you can get your shin right across the chest, close to the collarbone. You can interlace your fingers in front of the shin. Move your right elbow down a little bit lower than the knee. And then hug the leg to the body. Again, according to your flexibility. Now from here, back to happy baby pose. Those of you who can bring your left arm in front of your leg now. So the back of the arm sitting on the back of the leg, and the back of the arm pressing against the back of the knee. So from here, those who are flexible can try to now work again the leg behind the head. You can bring your left knee up towards your body, coming into tuck. You have to keep moving a little bit. Just try to push the back of the shoulder, the top shoulder into the back of the knee. Get your knee close to the ear. Then lift your back up off the ground, push your foot back behind your head, pull it towards your legs. And if you get your head high enough, you'll come in front of the foot. And you can bring your left leg forward. Those of you who are very flexible, of course, bring your other foot up. So cross your ankles, push your lengthen your legs, push your heels back a little bit more, and then bring your head in between. So it's the full pose, your Nidrasana. You can bring your hands underneath your back or in front. Okay, so that's the full pose. Of course, be mindful of your limits. Don't go to the place of pain. Again, be very careful. Practice mindfully. Break the pose. Release your right leg. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale, remove all fatigue. Relax. Now bring the left leg. Start again. You can bring the right foot in a little bit. Take hold of the left ankle and bring your knee onto the shoulder and pull on the foot. Try to get your foot closer to the head and straighten your left leg. Your attention is like a magnet. So where you direct your attention is where the prana goes. So send the attention, release to the back of the leg, the hamstring, and then that's where the prana will go to release those muscles. You can extend the right leg if you can. If you're very flexible, again, you take hold of the foot. Move the whole leg to the outside of the body, just against the shoulder, outside the shoulder. And you maybe take your foot to the ground beside your head. Now, half happy baby pose. Just slip your knees to the outside of the body, right underneath your arm. Your shin is vertical here. Your heel the same line as the back of the knee. Stay for a moment, try to get the thigh right down to the ground. And then eventually cross the chest for a pigeon. You can hold on to the foot with your right hand, or bring the foot across the arm, bring your left elbow just underneath the line of the knee, and hug your whole shin against your chest. Try to get your shin about the height of the collarbone, eventually. Roll the left thigh down. Keep both sides of the torso for your wrinkles. Then bring it back to a half happy baby pose. You can stay here. You can see you bring your left arm in front of your leg, so the back of the arm is resting on top of your leg. You just keep pushing the top of the shoulder against the back of the knee. This is what helps you to get eventually deeper into the pose you're doing, trying to take your leg behind your head. Now bring your right knee up, right into your body. Just allow the left hip to ride up so your knee again can come close to your ear, your left ear. Lift your shoulders and your head up off the ground. Push your foot further back behind. You have to keep pressing down the back of the shoulder into the back of the knee. And pull the foot towards the right. And see if you can get your foot behind the head. So just take some visualization, a lot of movement, just squirming around until you find it. So you're almost in flower pose here. You use your left hand and your left arm to help you a lot to get you in the right position. Pushing your fingertips, push your foot back, lift your head, and then eventually your foot will find its way behind the shoulder. As Dharmaji says, not important. Now, release the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. So from here, bend your knees again. Bring your feet close to your seat. Incline plane pose, so not quite a back bend. You just press your arms down and lift your seat up off the ground. Straight line from the shoulders to the knees. Tilt your hips forward. And just not going right into the back bend right away. And then gradually move your shoulders, arms underneath the body. Slowly start to push your chest towards your chin, coming into bridge pose. Nice and slow. Take your time. Eventually you'll get it so that the chest looks like a wall. Your chest right with your chin. Now lift the heels, bring the feet in a little bit closer if you can. Push your hips up, way up, way up, way up. Lower the heels, don't lower, don't allow the hips to drop. If your ankles are within reach, you can hold the ankles. And keep pushing your chest up, however. So your shins are in line, are vertical, and your knees are behind the toes, not over your toes. This will cause your hips to sag. The backs and knees in line with your heels. Straight line, vertical line. Now from here, lower your seat as low as you can. Pull on your ankles. Push off your left shoulder. Roll to your left and come into bow pose. Flex your feet. You can't make it into bow pose if you have to lose your grip. That's okay. So roll onto your belly and take your bow pose, or even if you can't take your bow pose, you can arms out to the side like this. You don't even have to hold your legs. So again, do according to your condition. Flex your feet. Balance on your belly. And now, so you can roll back. So you pull heels in towards the seat again, tuck your chin in. You have to push off your left hip and left shoulder to roll back to the right. And then you land back into bridge pose. If you can, still holding the ankles. So push your chest all the way up or down. And then start to make your way down, your hips hovering just above the ground. Keep pulling to your ankle, hold tight. And push off the right shoulder, go to your left. I think I constructed the wrong way last time. You should go to the right, this time go into your left, sorry. So come into your boat pose. Either way, just do both sides. Push up through the heels, press up to the base of the toes. Good, now lower your knees down just a little bit, your thighs down close to the ground, not quite touching. And you roll back to your left, so push off your right shoulder and come all the way back to your left. And then come into bridge pose again. Now you need to stay in bridge or take your fingertips beside your head, pushing your fingertips. Again, swiftly move your head back behind your hands, turn your hands around, right up into Urdhva Dhanurasana again. Angry determination. So all these transitions, train the body to move fluidly, to bring more body awareness. And the more tricks you have in your bag, the more you will, that you find the ease. And then when you find the ease, you can go into the postures efficiently, not waste time, and spend more time meditating in the pose. Good. Lift the chest. Push your chest all the way forward. If you need to come down, you can come down, but don't stay down too long. Only for a couple breaths and then come right back up again. As Dharmaji says, one more time, last one. And then break the pose, come down. Rest on your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine you're fainting. Let go of all fatigue. Make your way to seated position and your twin leg. So from here, twist. Adho Matsyendrasana. Fold the left leg in. The right foot goes across the outside of the left knee. If you can't get both sides of seat down, extend your left leg. Move your right foot out further forward towards the ankle, your toes, your foot in between your knee and your ankle. The right hand behind the back, right against the center of the back. Don't lean back, left arm up. And then push your arm against the outside of the right leg. Push your lower back up and in. Turn to the right. Imagine just pulling your left leg, your left knee beyond the left edge of the body. You should feel the twist turning the base of the hips, not just the eyes turn. The whole torso from low down in the body all the way up. If your legs are folded, you can take binds if you know any kind of binds. You can take the left heel and pulling on the heel gets you a little deeper to the twist. Keep pushing against the left knee, the left shoulder, and vice versa. The right knee and the left shoulder. Go back. Change your legs around. With the right leg extended, if you're doing that modification, right arm up, turn to your left. Lift the chest. Keep your back very straight. Especially when you're doing your leg extended, sometimes this happens. So it looks like a lounging type position. Stay upright and twist. Shoulders and head in the same line as the hips. Break the pause. Lie down on the back. Shavasana. Now succumb to complete relaxation. You must learn to turn off the effort instantly.
everything is soft, and imagine that all the muscles just dissolved. Can you imagine you fell from a building and all the muscles just completely released at once? The best now is coming to you. Invite it in through the surrender, the physical, the mental, and the emotional surrender. Sometimes it's easy to let go physically, but mentally and emotionally not so easy. Be receptive to the incoming gifts. Imagine that they're coming in from all around you, from all other beings doing the same as you are, and feel gratitude for it all coming in. When you offer up your practice, good comes back to you. All good actions, thoughts, and words promote good karma. So keep in that vein of just offering up the best, coming from a place of love and devotion and compassion. And then the good will come to you. Accept with gratitude, but remember, everything is meant to be shared, so keep on sharing it with all beings. All you need to do is direct it all to the spiritual heart where God resides. And as God is equally present in all beings, this love and all your gifts, all these gifts will go out to all beings immediately, automatically. That intention firmly ingrained in your mind and heart of keeping in the mindset of offering. Bring that out into your day-to-day life and all your interactions. Return now to seated position. Always in a way that keeps you in a tranquil mindset. We'll close the practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within and send it out to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God, always within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Sending much love. If you need to do more relaxation, which I recommend, because we did it short here just because I want to keep people engaged. So if you need to do more relaxation, then continue on through Savasana now. Much love. I'll see you soon. Namaste.